High-quality counterfeit IDs from China are taking the U.S. by storm.
It hit us out of nowhere.
Fake IDs so authentic you can see the British Columbia hologram. They're baffling law enforcement and cheating the system.
When you saw some of these IDs as a cop, what were you saying to yourself?
They were amazing. They were a lot different than the false IDs that we used to come across as early patrolmen.
Investigator John Barney is talking about these counterfeit IDs, 14 driver's licenses that were recently seized in upstate New York.
To me, when I looked at them, I couldn't tell the real ID from the fake ID. I mean, they were just exact replicas.
District Attorney James Murphy says law enforcement had never seen anything like it.
I mean, these IDs are the quality that the state DMV issues with holographic images and past blacklight tests and magnetic strips on the back.
Doesn't make you feel too good, does it?
No, not really.
If a counterfeit driver's license from China is tricking a law enforcement computer system, how dangerous is that?
Very dangerous.
More and more officers all across the country are relying on technology, using scanners during traffic stops, but the systems are full of loopholes. Much of the data is delayed. Many officers are no longer calling in your driver's license. Instead, they're relying on scanners that capture and collect your information, then uploading it into the system at the end of the day.
What happens is at the end of the officer's shift, he or she will take and download all that information onto a thumb drive and then come into the station and plug the thumb drive into the DMV system and send it through that way.
And it'll be days later before you find out it's a fake?
It could be 2 to 3 days later before we find out that the information that was inputted into the system is in fact not accurate.
I mean, you're basically telling me that the criminal could be long gone.
The criminal could be halfway around the world by the time the information comes back to the police officer, and the stop is hours and hours and hours old.
Wow.
Frightening, absolutely frightening. We have no idea who that person is, and then when they're gone, we don't even know their real name, their date of birth, their address, anything about them at all.
And if this is happening here in Saratoga County, Middle America,
it's happening everywhere, all across the country.
But the dangers go far beyond a routine traffic stop.
is this ID going to get me past TSA and on a plane?
Absolutely.
No doubt in your mind.
No doubt in my mind.
Steve Williams is a security contractor who provides ID scanning technology to over 100 military bases and Air Force One.
10 years after September 11th, and a fake ID will get me on a plane and through TSA.
Absolutely.
Earlier this year, the Daily ordered 4 counterfeit IDs from a website based in China. Unable to tell the difference, we asked Williams to analyze the IDs. His technicians used state-of-the-art equipment to evaluate the security features, microprint, and barcodes.
On the Connecticut driver's license, how do we do?
You got a B, which means to the naked eye, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
A frightening reality to Homeland Security.
We have an obligation to go after the people that are purchasing those, creating those, regardless of whether they're in the United States or someplace else. I mean, it has to be dealt with.